continue. All right. So probability B, where's the value? You have to go back to your case study. Answer is 0.45, right? So substitute 0.45 to the diagram. Okay, probability C, it should be equal to 0. What value? Okay, you cannot recall, go back. 0.3, okay, from here. One way for you to check the answer is, if all the branches are from the same point, then the total probability value must always equal to 1. I repeat, the total value for the branches that come up from the same point must always equal to 1. Like for instance, these 3 branches are from this point, from the same point. So the total probability value of these 3 must always equal to 1. This is the way you check your answer. Okay. All right. So far, okay, yeah? Okay, now event 1 we already settled, right? So now we have to move on to event number 2. Okay, at first we have to understand first, what is the equation that can be used to represent each branch for event number 2. Okay, so we'll start from this. Go to insert again. I use box. So for this one, what is the appropriate symbol that we should use to represent this? So this one actually is referred to probability of event number 2. Just now is about company makes profit, right? And then the symbol we use is D, right? So D. But because this branch is from here, is from this one, so that means this branch depends on A, event A. As a result, we have to put slash sign and put A at the back. Okay. How about this one? This branch is also depends on A, right? So what is the name for this branch? What is the equation that we can use to represent this branch? I do slowly, right? So this one will be D bar, D bar, because I want to save the time. In fact, it's using bar, but I want to save the time. Just simply use the cross copy, right? Because I want to save the time. What should be D bar, Okay. Then you put, given that is from A, okay, from or F influenced by A. This is D bar. So I use red color, so that you can see the difference. What should be D bar, Okay, maybe I can use this symbol. Okay, I try to use other symbol. I use this one, equation. So, okay. Maybe I use red color so that you know. This is D bar. Okay, yes. Pardon? They cannot join the link, Okay, let me see. We even just now have respond. Who else? Any student cannot join the online meeting link? Any of you? So far, okay, right? I think okay. Who? Jessie, Jesslyn, Jasmine. Jasmine, then if that's the case, we can invite her to come in. Jasmine. Jasmine should be Jasmine. Jasmine Liu or Jasmine Liu, right? Jiaqi. Huh? May Ajin, right? Okay, this one. So I request her to join. Yeah, she's in already. I think she's in now. Calling, still calling. But it should be in already, right? Okay, I continue. Huh? Okay, then we'll move on to this one. Okay, so for this branch, you may find that it's come out from B, right? So that means this branch, the answer is depends on B. The profit is depends on B. So how to write the appropriate equation for this branch? Okay, I'll go to text box. So this one should be probability D, making profit, given that company B get the contract. Okay. Next branch. I do slowly. If using handwriting, that will be faster, but okay, using PowerPoint, need to do slowly. So this one is D bar, D bar, okay, we can use this symbol. Because this branch is from B, right? So you have to put B at the back. Put B at the back. Okay, continue the same process for others. So I just copy and paste faster. These two branches are from C, so this one we need to change to C. Means the result is influenced by C. Okay. So for D bar, I try to change the red color so that you know. D bar means not making profit, Okay. Then the next step is we have to jot down the figure for each equation, right? Okay, so this one is probability making profit if the contract is given to company A. So how to get the information? I will have to go back to PowerPoint slide again. Okay, it's from here, 0.8, right? If company A get the contract, the probability that company will make profit is this one. So this is for company A, So substitute 0.8 to the tree diagram. So this is 0.8. 0.9, this one is if company B get a contract, the probability that company B will make the profit is 0.9. So this 0.9 is for this one, for this bunch, 0.9. 0.7 is for company C making profit. Chance for company C to make a profit if company C managed to get the contract. Okay, so we substitute 0.7 to here. But you may find that now, okay, the problem is information for this branch, this one, and this branch are not given. Not given at all, right? These three, information not given from the question. So how to solve the problem? Because we know that the total probability value from the same point should be equal to 1, right? So for this one, there are two branches here come out from this point, from the same point, from this point. There are two branches out. So that means the probability value for these two, if you start out, should be equal to 1. That's the meaning. So if this is 0.8, so that means this one should be equal to 0.2. Yeah? How to get 0.2? That is using 1 minus 0.8. Okay, yeah? All right. Next, this one. If this is 0.9, so this one should be 0.1. Okay, lastly, if this is 0.7, this one should be equal to 0.3. Okay, so now we already completed the diagram for part A. Okay, if you really want to make it more perfect also, yeah, you're trying to list down also, yeah, the meaning of each symbol that you use. So this one we need to copy, right, to make your diagram more perfect. This one we need. So this one I put somewhere here. This one, in fact, no need, no need this, but I just want to explain to you the sequence of the event is very important. Yeah. In fact, we need this more. This one not so important. Okay, it's only for your own reference. This one is more important. Overlap. Okay, so part A done. All right. So now we can use these three diagrams to answer the question for part B and part C. Okay, so let's go back to part B. What is the question? Recall by the question. Okay, part B is you're asked to calculate the probability that the company will make profit. So that means you're asked to calculate the probability that the contract will generate profit, either given to company A, B, or C. What is the probability that the contract or the project will make a profit? Okay, so this question in fact is calculating PD, right? D, we are using D to represent making profit. So the whole thing here actually is to calculate PD. Okay, you're asked to calculate PD. I use purple color. PD. Okay, okay, now we go back to here. PD, PD that means, right, you need to identify from the diagram, any pathway got D. This one got D, right? This pathway has D. All right, but this pathway depends on A. Right? It depends on A. So that means this whole pathway will influence the value of D. Okay, so I try to use, let me see whether I can circle this part using pencil to circle this part. Whether I can use I will use maybe this one, the curve. This one I'll change to fill. Fill should be no fill. Okay, so this is one of the pathway that will bring you the D value, right? The whole pathway. So I'll circle this whole thing. Yeah? This is one of the possible pathway to get the D value, right? Any other pathway got D? This one also got D. Yeah, there's D here. And don't forget this branch, the outcome is depends on probability B. So we need to circle this pathway as well. Okay, so I'll also select this pathway. Just simply using pencil. Okay, stop. Maybe D, I can use purple color so that you know. Okay, it's from here. Okay, any other pathway? Yeah, this one, right? D. This one also got D, but don't forget, this branch is second branch. The result is depends on PC. Okay, so we need to highlight this pathway also. Okay, so there are three possible pathways in order to get the profit, to make profit. There are three possible pathways. So based on here, I can make conclusion now. In order to answer part B, so I'll insert a box to show the workings somewhere. We can use a new spreadsheet, but because I just want to show you something, so I just maybe put here to show the working for part B. All right. So this is for part B. For part B, the question is require you to calculate the P, D, What will be the result? The result will be using 0.25 multiplied 0.8. So these two values are from the first pathway. Okay. Okay. Or the result can be from the pathway number 2. So I use plus. Okay. Another possible outcome would be from this pathway, which is 0.45 multiplied with 0.9. And the third outcome is from here, 0.3 multiplied 0.7. So the next step is we try to simplify this expression, all right? Try to simplify this expression. Okay, we can do step by step. So for the first term, 0.25 multiplied 0.8, what is the answer? 0.2 exactly, Okay, thank you. 0.2 exactly, Okay. If the answer is continuous number, you can just leave the answer maximum to 4 decimal places enough, Okay, then the second pathway, the result is 0.45 multiplied 0.9. What's the answer? 405, Okay, then the third pathway is 0.21, right? This three numbers. Okay, so answer is equal to 0.15. Answer is 0.15. So bear in mind, the probability value must always between 0 to 1. And there is no unit. Okay, there is no symbol or unit. It's no dollar sign, no percentage. Okay. So what's the meaning? PV equal to 0.815. That means 81.5%, the project will make profit. Okay, 81.5%, this project will make profit, no matter it's given to A, B, or C companies. The project can make profit with 81.5% chance. Okay, so B already done. So if the question is involved second event, then you need to use this method. You have to identify what are the possible pathway that will generate D. Yeah. So you can use this method to help you by using the tree diagram. Okay, now we move on to question C. Question C is what? Okay, if the contract is found to be profitable. Okay, if is very important word. This is very important keyword. If means given. Okay, if you can use the symbol of slash sign, this one. This is the meaning of if in statistics. given. So maybe I use green color. All right. Very important. Huh? If the contract is found to be profitable, what is the symbol we use? We use D just now, right? Making profit. D. Because this word comes after if. Okay, comes immediately after if. So that means this D should be put at the back of the slash sign. Okay, if D happen. So find the property that the contract was given to company A. So A you have to put in front. So the whole sentence means property of A given that D already happened. Given that D can make profit, that means the contract can get profit. So what is the chance company A will get the contract? That is the meaning. So the whole thing is this one, this equation. Okay. So C is this one. So I try to copy this one in order to show the working later on. Right. Copy to here. Maybe I can just continue the process for C. C, you are asked to calculate property A given that D happen. Okay, you may find that because this expression is involving condition, condition symbol, if or given symbol. So that means we need to apply the dependent event formula. Okay, so this morning already learned using this formula, right? This formula, right? Okay, I copy this one so that you can refer. Okay, if conditional probability, and then you have to apply this formula. So I try to write down somewhere here. Okay, but we know that, okay, but if you compare these two, right, the difference is at the back here, this is D, but the formula that we have is B, right? It's okay, we can modify. Okay, we can modify this equation. Yeah, we can modify. So what can we do is this one means okay, use 2 layers. So I insert 2 layers. So the numerator is probability A intersect I use this one. Yeah, intersect. Okay, at the back is D, so I put D at the back and then cross bracket. Okay. The denominator is depends on D, so it should be PD. Formula is derived from here. Okay, it's modified from here, from this formula. Okay, and this one I delete. I try to increase the size also. Okay, let's try to continue doing our working. Okay, since this question involves 2 layers, okay, so we have to solve this equation layer by layer. Okay, we start from this one. This is property A intersect D. So you need to go back to your diagram and check any pathway must have A and also D. A and D. So you may find that only this pathway got A and D. Only this one got A and D. This whole pathway. Other pathway either got A or D bar or B or D. So only this pathway got A and D. So as a result, we just need to include this pathway, which is 0.25 multiply 0.8. So far so good. Okay, then how about the denominator? This one PD. PD, how to get the answer? You can get the answer from here. From part B, just now you already obtained the answer, which is 0.815. So we substitute 0.815 to here, to the denominator. Okay, then lastly, just simplify this expression. You may leave the answer to maximum 4 decimal places enough. Huh? If the value is a continuous decimal number. What is the value? 2, 4 something, right? Huh? Correct? 2, 4, 5, 4, huh? Okay. Yeah. So we already done, okay? Question number 1, this question done. Okay. So let's try another example again. Okay, quite similar case. Let us try to proceed to the next example. Huh? Okay. Next example would be Melinda case. So this example is also will demonstrate to you how to use the tree diagram to solve the issue that involve dependent events. Okay. So let us analyze the question first. Huh? Example 8. Okay, so this question is the probability that Melinda takes tuition for statistics is 0.3. So from this sentence here, we know that one of the events, the issue is about whether attend tuition or not. Attend tuition for statistics. That is one of the issues, one of the events. Okay, next sentence, if Melinda takes tuition, the probability that she will pass the statistics paper is 0.8. So from this sentence, we know that another issue is about whether can pass the statistics paper or not. Okay, whether can pass the statistics paper. Okay, last sentence, if Melinda does not take tuition, the probability that she will pass the statistics paper is 0.6. So overall here, we know that there are two issues. Okay, one is taking tuition. Second issue is whether can pass the statistics paper or not. Okay, so before we start, it's good that you can write down first. Okay, what are the two events? We write down first. So I have written somewhere, I think. Have I written somewhere? Not yet. Okay, it's okay. Then I just try to insert one slide. I go for a new slide. So there are two issues here, right? One is what is that? The first issue is attend tuition, right? Or text tuition, or attend tuition. Either put attend tuition or attend tuition or take tuition. It's up to you because this is only a draft only. Will not show the workings to the examiner. Okay. Second event is about pass statistics. Okay. Or pass statistics paper. So these are the two main issues. Yeah. All right. So between these two issues, like which issue should come first? Which event should come first? Logically, the sequence is very important. Which ones should come first? Attend tuition, right? The decision, it should be attend tuition first. And then the second event should be pass statistics. Okay, so if this is the proper sequence, then what are the possible outcomes for event number 1? How many possible outcomes? Based on the case study we have, only 2 possible outcomes, either attend tuition or not attend tuition. So event 1 has 2 possible outcomes, right? How about event 2? Pass statistics. Also got 2 possible outcomes, either pass or not pass. Okay, so when you draw the tree diagram later on, so you should have 2 branches for event 1 and also 2 branches for event 2. Okay. Okay, next is we need to use symbol to represent those events. We need to decide the symbol. So this one I probably I'll put down. We need to use the symbol. So you can use A, B, C, D, E. It's up to you which symbol you want to use. You can also use T to represent attend tuition. And then T bar, not attend tuition. Maybe S is pass statistics. S bar means not pass statistics. So for my case, I use A and B in order to make the life easy. So I just simply use A and B to represent these 2 events. I just simply put here. All right. Let A equals attend tuition because event 1 has only 2 outcomes. So that means we can use A bar only to represent not attend tuition. And then B I use for past statistics, pass the test, pass statistics. Test, because for event 2, there are only 2 outcomes. So I just simply use B bar. Instead of using other symbol, I use B bar to represent not pass statistics. The reason we use symbol is so that it's easy for us, okay, to show the workings when we draw the tree diagram. Okay, so after we have decided the symbol for each issue or event, then we can start to draft the framework for the tree diagram, right? So we start from the first event, which is attention. So attention, we know that there are 2 possible outcomes. If 2 possible outcomes, we should have 2 branches only. So these 2 branches are for the first event, attention or not attention. Okay, then I'll proceed to the second event, pass statistics. Okay, pass statistics also got 2 possible outcomes, either pass or not pass. So when we draw the tree diagram, should be also 2 branches. Yeah. Then the next step is to fill in the blank. All right. So we need to identify or decide what is the appropriate equation for each branch. So these 2 are refer to the probability for first event. Okay, so this branch we should give a name for this, insert using the dialog box. So this one should be probability for Melinda to attend tuition. So I use PA. This one should be A bar, right? Because event 1 has only 2 possible outcomes. So instead of using other symbol outside A, I just simply use A bar. So now we need to use equation. Okay, so what is the value for the first event? PA. For PA, what is the value we have? Okay, if you cannot recall, we have to go back to the case study just now. So the probability of Melinda to take the tuition is 0.3. 0.3. So we substitute 0.3 to the PA value. Okay. PA bar is not given. The question does not inform us what is the value of PA bar, but we know that if the 2 branches are coming from the same point, then the total probability value must always equal to 1, right? So if this is 0.3, this one should be equal to, so what is the probability that Melinda will not attend tuition? Answer is 0.7. Okay. 0.7 is using 1 minus 0.3. Okay. Maybe this one I use red color. Okay, to show that this is the additional information that we have. It's not from the question. It's based on the information from the case study. We try to identify the probability of A bar. Okay, next is event number 2. Okay, so for this branch, what is the appropriate symbol we should use or equation to represent this one? This one is probability for Melinda to pass the statistics. Pass we use B, but because this branch is from this pathway, is from here, so we have to use, you have to indicate, okay, the result is depends on A. Okay, the result is depends on A, so I have to put /A at the back. This branch is also from here, right? So that means like when we draw or create the equation for this branch, I use box better. Okay. So this one should be probability B bar, B bar, B bar. Okay, we use insert. Okay. But this B bar is depends on A, yeah? It's on the A, so we need to put slash A. The results depends on A. Okay, because this branch is from here. Okay, so we need to indicate A here at the back. Okay, how about these two? This one should be probability B, okay, given that it's from A bar, right? Because this branch is from here. So we need to indicate this or influenced by A bar. Insert A bar. So lastly, the last one, this branch is also influenced by A bar, so we need to indicate. This one should be B bar, but influenced by A bar. Next step is to fill in the blank, the value. Okay, this one is property. Melinda will pass the statistics paper if she attend tuition. So can we get the information? Let me check the case study. We have to go back to case study again. So which sentence will tell us this information? So in fact, the information you can get from the second sentence. If Melinda, and this is keyword. If means conditional. If means slash. Take tuition. Take tuition is A, right? If A happen, then the probability that she will pass the statistics is 0.8. So the whole sentence will tell you what? I'll tell you this value. This is 0.8. So the information for this is from the second sentence of the case study. Okay, second sentence of the case study. Okay, any other information we have? Okay, go back again. Last sentence here. If Melinda does not take tuition, so this is does not take is A bar. Okay, given A bar. Does not take tuition, so it's A bar. If A bar. So because this words comes after if, so that means it's slash not take tuition. The probability that she will pass the statistic, pass is using B, right? This is B, is 0.6. So given A bar, okay, maybe I just put here. I try to put something here, right? Does not take tuition. What is the symbol we should use? Does not take tuition is A bar. I put here like instead of writing on the whiteboard, right? Otherwise you cannot see. This is A. Okay. Because this does not take tuition is referred to A bar, and then this sentence appears after if, right? So that means is when you write that it should be slash A. Okay. This one, if you want to translate into equation, this one means slash A. Okay. Slash is because of if. So I use green color here. That A bar, it should be A bar. Okay, this one should be A bar. A bar, okay, I use red color. Okay. Then the last one, the last part of this sentence, the probability that she will pass the statistics paper, pass statistics paper. Okay, I use blue color, all right? Pass, we use B symbol to represent pass. So B we put in front. It should be blue. So the whole thing is calculating probability of B given that A bar happened. Okay. So the third sentence actually is referred to this. Third sentence is referred to this equation. Okay. So which one? Okay, let us go back to our diagram. B given A bar. Oh, this one, right? B given A bar is referred to this. What is the value we have just now? 0.6. Okay, so that means that this value is from second sentence. Right? This value is from the third sentence of your case study. Okay. Okay. Now the problem is there are two equations we don't know the value, right? Which are this and this we don't know the value, but we know that this branch is come up from the same point of this one. So that means the total probability value for these two branches should be equal to 1. If that's the case, this is equal to 0.2. Okay. How to get 0.2? That is 1 minus 0.8. Yeah. Okay, last one. How about this value? 0.4, using 1 minus 0.6, then you can get 0.4. Any question? So that we already done the drawing for tree diagram. It's quite tedious. Right, so at first you need to identify what the two issues first, and then decide the sequence, which one should come first, which one should come later, right? Then use the symbol to represent each issue or each event. Then you can start to plan for your tree diagram. Just do the framework first, okay? Draw the framework, show the bunches for the possible outcomes of each event, and then after that you try to plug in all the equation for each branch. Okay. So that we already done part A. Okay, now we move to part B. Part B, okay. Part B is you are asked to find the probability that Melinda passes the statistics paper. So the whole thing here is you are asked to calculate probability of B because we use B to represent pass paper, right? So the whole thing is actually is asking you to calculate PB. PB. Use purple color. PB. Okay, we know that PB is referred to the second event. Okay, so in order to solve the problem, it's better for us to go back to our tree diagram that we have drawn in part A. Check. Okay, which path A, which of the pathway or the branch got B? This one got B, right? This one got B, but because this is at the second event, and the result is also depends on A. All right, so we need to highlight, circle this pathway, the whole pathway we need to highlight, because the whole pathway will influence the result of B. Okay. This is B bar. No, it's not good. It will not influence the B value. So don't disturb. This one got B, right? This one also have B. Okay, but this B is depends on A bar, so we need to highlight this circle. So that means there are two possible pathways in order to identify the value of B. Right? So based on this, then I can make the conclusion now. I copy this faster. All right. So I change to B. So for this question, there are two possible pathway in order to get B. Yeah, one is from the first pathway is here 0.3 multiply 0.8, or the result of B is also depends on the second pathway, which is 0.7 multiply with 0.6. There are two possible outcomes. Two pathway. Yeah. Okay. Now we have to solve this one. This equation. So this one is 0.8 divided multiply with 0.3. I'll get 0.24. 0.7 multiply 0.6. 0.42. Then sum up these two numbers, 0.66. So that means that 66% Melinda will pass the statistics paper. Either she attend tuition or not attend tuition. Okay, part B done. Part C. Part C, okay, we go back to the question. Part C is find the probability that Melinda takes tuition. So takes tuition, just now, what is the symbol we use for taking tuition? Taking tuition, we use the symbol of A, right? So this one is referred to A. A. Tuition. A. Okay. Take tuition. If this is a keyword. If means given, conditional. So I use green color. All right. If so we are going to use this symbol just now. We are going to use the slash symbol to represent if. Okay. She passes her statistics paper. Pass. So it's using B, right? We use B to represent pass. This one I use other color. I use purple color. All right. Purple. So what is the meaning of this whole sentence here? How to translate this sentence into an equation? So this one means we are asked to calculate probability of A should put in front, right? Then slash what? Okay, after this if word, the slash symbol, immediately you see statistics, past statistics. So past should be at the back. Okay. So this A is I use red color. Slash symbol is because of the word if. So I use green color. Okay, B is because these words appears after slash. Okay, after the if word. So this one should be at the back. Okay. So for part C, we want to calculate this. A given B. Okay, now I'd like to show the working. A given B. So this one I change to B now. This one, don't worry first. Later on, we can replace the number, all right? Okay, so if this is B, then we need to modify the conditional formula, right? So what is the meaning of A given B? Answer will be probability of A intersect B. This one we need to change to B divided by B. Okay. So it depends on the symbol we use, right, at the beginning. So this equation should be used. Okay, so how to calculate A intersect B? A intersect B. So we need to go back to the tree diagram, check any pathway got A and also B, A and B. Only this pathway got A and B. Okay, so I highlight this pathway that consists of A and B value. Okay, so the numerator should be 0.3 multiplied with 0.8. Okay, 0.3 is from here, 0.8 is from here. Okay, PB, how to get the answer? In part B, just now we already obtained the answer for probability B, which is 0.66. So I use purple color. Okay. Then the next step is to simplify this equation, you can leave the answer to 4 decimal places. What's the answer you get? 3. Where's the value? 3636. Where's the value you get if you simplify? 36363636. Continuous. No. Okay. Where's the value? Correct, 3636, okay, Oh, okay, yeah, all right. So you already done C. This is to be quite messy, you need time to really plan for your tree diagram. Then you can use the tree diagram to solve the problem for B and C. Okay, how about the online students? Let me check their understanding. Are they okay? Any check? Then just now, Jasmine already here, right? Jasmine May already here. Okay. Any other questions that you would like to ask from the online students? So far, okay, So, okay, at the moment, we already used 2 examples, okay, to learn of how to use the case study of dependent events to draw tree diagram and solve the problem by identifying the value of the second event and also the conditional probability equation. Okay, so we already covered all of the syllabus for part 2 probability. All right. So next is I'd like to introduce to you also. I have made a summary as well. Okay, but before that, I think I need to go through another question for the tutorial. Okay. Okay, I'd like to use this example, exercise 2.3, question number 2. Okay, to show you how to draw the tree diagram. For exercise 2.3, question number 2. So bear in mind, this morning, we use more complicated way to draw the tree diagram if the question is involved conditional probability, just like this. Okay. If you are asked to calculate the conditional probability question, got this slash, then it's better to draw a more complicated tree diagram. But if the question does not require to solve any problem for the conditional question like this, question number 2 does not require to solve any question that involve conditional probability question, and then no need to draw the tree diagram in some detail. Okay, but there is one special case for this question. So let us analyze the question together first. Let's analyze together. I try to increase the size. Okay. So this question sounds like this. An investor has 2 stocks. Okay. Stock here is referred to the share. Market share. Okay. It's named as stock A and stock B. Each stock may increase in value, decrease in value, or remain unchanged. That means there are 3 possible outcomes of the stock value. For each stock, there are 3 possible outcomes. Either increase the value, decrease the value, or remain unchanged of the value. Okay, but there's one important thing is you have to consider this experiment as the investment in both of the 2 stocks. So that means that the investor would like to invest both stocks. Okay, he is not going to sacrifice one of the stock. He would like to invest 2 stocks at the same time. If that's the case, then we cannot use the method that we approached this morning to draw the tree diagram anymore, because for this morning case is only one company can get the contract, right? But for this one is the investor would like to invest both stocks. So the way to draw will be slightly different for the tree diagram for this question especially. So how to draw then? Because okay, the investor doesn't want to sacrifice any of the stock. So when we draw, then that means like we have to use the first event as stock number A. Stock A should be considered as event number 1. Okay, stock A. And then event number 2 should be stock B. This is quite special, unique from those example that we used this morning. Slightly different. Okay, so we start from stock A first. Stock A, how many possible outcomes? 3, right? The value can be either increase, decrease, or remain unchanged for stock A. Okay, stock A. So I'll try to draw 3 branches. So the approach to answer this question is different from the one that we studied this morning. Insert is line. Okay. So these 3 branches, okay, you can write down the symbol to represent each branch. Instead of using P, you can just simply use a symbol. So maybe for this one, we can use one symbol, right? So I use increase, increase value. Second branch, I use decrease, all right? Because this question does not ask us to solve the problem that involve conditional probability. So no need to be very complicated, the diagram. All right. So the last outcome for stock A is unchanged, the value unchanged. So I use big U. Okay. Or you can use I to represent increase, decrease, you can use D. Yeah. Or maybe we can use I use this symbol. Okay. Or you can use I to represent increase. D represents reduce and decrease. Or U means unchanged. Okay, then we'll move on to stock B. Stock B also got 3 possible outcomes. So how to draw? Okay, insert stock B for stock B now. Okay, insert the line. Okay, so for stock B also there will be 3 possible outcomes. Okay, so I think I need to take some space. One. So we need to continue. Insert the branches for stock B. Okay. Because stock A and stock B value will be related to each other. So we need to draw like this. Okay. Insert. Okay, then we jot down the possible outcomes for stock B. Also got 3 possible outcomes for stock B, right? It can be increase, is or unchanged. So part B already done. It's better for us to do part B first, huh? Which is drawing diagram first before we solve the problem for A, C, and D. Okay. Okay, so let's try to apply now. Huh? Okay, part A. Part A is how many experimental outcomes are possible if the investor would like to hold two stocks. What are the possible outcomes? Okay, so it can be, the first outcome, it can be stock A increase, B also increase, or stock A increase, B reduce, or stock A increase, B value unchanged, or A reduce, B increase, or A reduce, B also reduce, or A reduce, B unchanged, or A unchanged, B increase, or A unchanged, B reduce. Or lastly is A unchanged and B also unchanged. So if you count how many possible outcomes, altogether 8, right? 8 possible outcomes. And now 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 possible outcomes in total. Okay, 9 possible outcomes. So I probably use other color. 9. Okay, total. Okay, then we move on to C. C is what? Okay. How many of the experimental outcomes result in an increase in value for at least one of the two stocks? So either one of the stock price will increase. Okay, so how many possible outcomes? So it can be, the first outcome can be from here. Increase. So I try to use, I'll try to circle so that you can see the whole picture. So the first pathway can be from here, right? Okay, I try to use different color. Outline, maybe I use orange. Fill, I use unfill. Okay, so this is one of the pathway, One of the pathway, right? Okay, any other pathway that will meet this criteria? At least one of the stock have price increase. Okay, it can be stock A increase, stock B reduce, also fulfill the criteria. So I'll add one more. So it can be this pathway, right? Increase, but stock B reduce. Okay, the third pathway can be A increase, B value remain unchanged. Okay, any other pathway? This one, A reduce, B increase. So this is also possible outcome. Okay, how about this one? A reduce, B reduce, or cannot. It's not meeting the criteria, right? Because for this pathway, reduce, both reduce, no. Next pathway, A reduce, B unchanged, also not meeting the criteria, out. Okay. So now we move on to this one. A unchanged, B increase. Because B increase the price, right? At least one increase the price. So we highlight, we circle this, this pathway we circle. Okay, how about another two pathway? A unchanged, B reduced. Either one of the stop or are not increase. So no. How about this? The last one, U also not fulfill the criteria. So you count how many pathway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 possible outcomes for this question. Okay. There are 5 possible outcomes. So answer is 5. Okay, last one. How many of the experimental outcomes result in an increase in value for both of the stops? So that means stop A increase, stop B also increase. Okay. So if you check only one pathway got this result, which is this one. Maybe I can change to other color for this. So only this pathway, the result is meeting the criteria. Increase, right? Both increase. So that means only one possible outcome for question D. Maybe I use green color, I use green so that I can see better. Okay. So the remaining question you can also try at home if you want. Okay. If you check your tutorial question, I have divided into 3 sections. So the exercise 2.1 mostly to test your understanding on general probability concept. Okay. So for this exercise, okay, you have to mostly you'll be asked to apply this formula. PA is equal to what value? Usually it's only involve one event. Okay. And the formula that you need to apply will be this formula. Insert 2 layers. So the first formula that we learn is this one. NA divided by NS. Okay. This is the formula that you're mostly going to apply for this exercise 2.1. Okay. So sometime, right, PA and NS is given, but you're asked to calculate the NA. If that is the case, you still can apply this formula, right? But you just need to transpose the formula, make the NA as the subject. Okay. So if you want to calculate NA, you just need to transpose this formula. NA is equal to PA multiply with NS, right? So I use multiply symbol multiply S. You apply the same formula in order to get NA. What else we learn? We know that the probability value must always between 0 to 1. The A value, make sure that you check your answer. It must always between 0 and 1. It can be equal to 0, So we insert this symbol. This one. Okay. It can be equal to 0, it can be equal to 1, right? But cannot more than 1. Cannot be negative number for probability value. Besides that, we also learn the mutually exclusive, right? For mutually exclusive, no need to copy the formula. You already have the information for mutually exclusive. So what is the main characteristics for mutually exclusive? We know that mutually exclusive events cannot happen at the same time. Okay. So because of this, for mutually exclusive events, probability A intersect I use this symbol. intersect this one, intersect B, okay, is always equal to 0. Okay, mutually exclusive. And what else we learn? We also learn the complement. Yeah, complement. Before we go for mutually exclusive, we also learn complement. Complement means property A as property non-A always equal to 1, right? So non-A, okay, I have to use this symbol then, insert equation. No need to copy, the formula, all these formula I have summarized in the PowerPoint slide. Insert equation. All right, so this formula, in fact, also can be used to calculate property A bar, right? You can transpose the formula. Sometimes A is given, property A given, all right? Property A bar is not given. So how to calculate the answer? You can use this formula. Apply this formula in order to get property of A bar. Okay. So if you transpose the formula, property of A bar is equal to 1 minus probability A. So if you go through the exercise 2.1, you may recall, okay, to apply this formula. Property non-A is equal to 1 minus property A. Okay. Then we also have learned the we call as the union, right? Union formula. Union formula is A union B, right? A union B. So no matter whether there is mutually exclusive, independent or dependent events, A union B is always equal to probability A plus probability B, and then minus probability A intersect B. So I just copy this. A intersect B. Okay. So these are the few formula that you need to know for exercise 2.1. Okay, 2.2. 2.2, the questions are independent events question. Independent means the two events will not affect chance of other events happen, okay, or between each other. So one event will not affect another event happen. These are called as independent events. One event will not affect the chance of another event happens. The example of independent events will be throwing 2 dice, throwing 2 coins, throwing 1 dice, 1 coin, choosing 2 balls 1 by 1 from the box with replacement, and then these are all independent events. So for independent events question like exercise 2.2, you mostly need to apply this formula. The main characteristics of independent events. What is the main characteristics? We know that if A and B are independent, so that means A intersect E. I think I better use symbol, right? Insert symbol. Okay, A intersect B is equal to probability this only apply for independent event. Answer will be probability A multiply with probability B. Okay. So bear in mind this formula only applicable when A and B are independent. Okay, for exercise 2.3, all of the question will be dependent events question. So if you want to know how to get the formulas, okay, you can refer to the PowerPoint slide, not the summary table here. So for dependent events, if you're asked to calculate property A given B, then you have to use this formula, A intersect B divided by property B. Okay. If you are asked to calculate probability B given A, also the same, use this formula, B intercept A divided by A. Okay. So sometime, right, the question may ask you to calculate A intercept B for dependent event equation. So what can you do is you can just apply this formula. Apply this formula, but you just need to make A intercept B as the subject. Okay. So how to make this as a subject? You have to move probability B to the left-hand side, becomes multiply with this one. Okay. So A intercept B is equal to A given B multiply with probability B. Okay. So similarly also like this. You can also use this formula, A intercept B formula, to calculate the value as well by transposing A to the left-hand side. Okay. Okay, for independent events, there are some other characteristics. Because A doesn't affect B and also not depends on B. Yeah. As a result, if you are asked to calculate probability A given B for independent event question, then answer is always equal to A. For independent, and then probability B given that A happen is always equal to probability B. Okay, because B is not affected by A for independent events question. Okay, so you can refer to this summary if you want, in order to answer the question. Besides that, I have created the summary for all of the chapters for this unit as well. Let me go to the canvas to show you how to get the formula list. So you can get the formula list from here. Simple Sarawak. I need to sign in first. It's under module, okay? The formula list you can get from module or from the Canvas site. And during the test or exam, you can print a copy, hard copy, and then refer, okay? So that you do not need to by heart the formula. So during the test, it's open book test. So you're allowed to print hard copy of your lecture notes, your formula list, okay? So that you can refer. The online test will be conducted. You can do it at home lah. Better find a quiet place and attend at home. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, go to modules. Then it should be somewhere here. Okay, I go to student view. This one, the formula list 2022. Okay. So you can open and have a look. So these are the important formula you may need to apply for your tutorial exercise or your online test 1, test 2, and also your final exam. Okay. So try to get a hard copy if you want. Print a hard copy. That will be easy for you. Okay. And then, okay, now we'd like to proceed to online test 1. Okay, online test 1, I'd like to also discuss with you also the details for online test 1. You can refer to your PowerPoint slide from the lecture. Okay, so online test 1 will be conducted on the 27th May. It's on Friday. Okay, the duration of the test is 1 hour. Conducted from 4 to 5 p.m. Malaysian time. But however, because we know that some of the students may have some technical problem or what, some may only can start at 4:10 or 4:15 or 4:30. All right, then you may do this because the system will only be locked after 5:30. Okay, so if you start at 4:10 or 4:45 or 4:15, still okay. You still can enjoy full 1 hour of the test. If you start at, let's say, 4:10, then you're allowed to continue until 5:10. Okay, if you start at 4:30, then the system will allow you to attempt the test until 5:30. So that means the final time for you to enjoy 1 hour of the test is 4:30. You must go in at 4:30 in order to enjoy full 1 hour of the test. How about if you join at 4:40? 4:40, if you join at 4:40, then the system will only allow you to attempt the test until 5:30 or so. No matter how, it's until 5:30. Then you'll be blocked from the system. So try to attempt early if possible. Try to do it early, right? Try to find a quiet place with the very stable internet line, in order to attempt the quiz, the test. All right. Okay. Then how about the coverage here? Coverage of the test will cover 2 chapters. Chapter 1 will be involve the descriptive statistics. Okay. The graph, the ungrouped data measurement, the group data measurement. Right. And chapter 2 will cover the probability, the general probability concept, the independent probability, and also the dependent probability events. Right. And okay, how about the format of the question? It will be multiple choice question only, consists of 20 questions. One question worth you 1 mark. So in total 20 marks, and will worth you 20% of the overall weighting for this entire semesters. 30%, so it's quite important. Okay. So now you may ask, how is there any example? Yes, you can try the practice exercise 1 from your module. Okay, how to go to practice exercise 1? You can go to modules. Okay, scroll down to week number 4, 5. I go to here so that you can familiar with the format of the actual online test 1. Consists of you can try to read through the instruction given. For this practice exercise, you can try as many times as you like, as revision purpose. Okay, so let us try this one. Resume. Press on this button in order to resume the quiz. Okay, first question. Which one of the following can the median readily be found without further calculation? So answer is algebraic curve, because bar chart, histogram, and pie chart only can be used to identify the mode. Okay, only the algebraic curve can be used to identify the median, first quartile and third quartile using the algebraic curve. So answer is algebraic. So you can just click on this answer as your answer, then continue. Okay, continue other questions. So if you feel that question 2 very hard, then you can skip. You can go to question number 3 first. Okay, then after that you may come back to question 2 again. Okay, so you try this online question by yourself, right, in order to be familiarized with the format of your actual online test question. Okay. So now I go back to here. Okay, so once you attempt, right, don't forget you need to press the submit button. Remember to press the submit quiz button, which is at the end of the online question. Okay, how about the actual one? The actual online, okay, now it's still not available. Okay, but on the 27th May, okay, how to find, where is the location of the actual online test 1? It should be still the same. Go to modules. All right, scroll down. Go to module week 6 here. And click. Now it's still not available for student. Only available on 27 May, 4 p.m. Malaysian time. Okay, so just click on this, attempt the answer that you feel is correct, and then click on submit button and then submit. Okay. So that will be for your online test 1. But anyway, coming week tutorial, we still can discuss any question on chapter 1 or chapter 2. If you have any problem for chapter 1 and chapter 2, you still can ask question during the tutorial coming week. Okay, that is 1. And okay, because coming week, I need to attend a meeting from 8:30 until 10 o'clock, I think, 10 o'clock. So for your coming week tutorial, is that okay for you to join other groups? Okay, I'll show the timetable for other groups. We have group 1, 2, and 4, right? This is the timetable. For group 1 is online class. This is fully online. So if you want to join the online class for group 1, then you can just click on this link right, for group 1. But it's online, fully online one. It's Thursday afternoon 2 to 4. Group 2 is hybrid. You can either attend physically or online. If you want to join online, you can go to click on this link. If you want to join the physical class, then just go to this group G602. It's in the early morning, 8 to 11. Okay. If you want to join group 4, you can go to room, same room also 602. Wednesday, okay, it's going to start at 11 until 1 p.m. And this is the link. Any timetable clash or not? Are you able to join any of the groups? 1, 3, 2, or 4? Can any timetable clash? You got timetable clash that I have to offer replacement class. Can you join? Yeah. Anybody cannot join 1 or 2 or 4? Can you join? Can join which group? 4, huh? Okay lah. Okay, 4. Then you join group 4, huh? How about online student? Let me see. For online students, coming week only, coming tutorial, are you able to join the group 1 or group 2 or group 4? Any of you have problem? I hope no. Otherwise, I need to have a replacement class for your group. Because coming week, I have this MQA compliance audit meeting. Emmanuel Sia, okay, yes. Emmanuel John can join. Okay, thanks. Thanks for response. Jasmine also can. Emmanuel can. Okay. All right, no problem. Okay, all right, good. But I'll take attendance also. Attendance I also take. Okay, so that means confirm. Okay, so but anyway, I'll just also send one reminder also. I'm going to send one reminder through the Canvas and also Microsoft Teams to remind you to join other group for coming week tutorial. Only coming week. Other weeks are okay. Okay, then lastly, the last issue that I need to discuss is about your fieldwork project. Okay, let me go back to the Canvas side. Okay, I'd like to show you who have submitted the fieldwork project. The fieldwork project 1, the due date is tomorrow. Tomorrow 12 noon. So for those who have not submitted, try to submit as early as possible. For those who have submitted but you still want to do some amendments, still can. Okay, you're still allowed to resubmit your work if you want. All right. So far, as those teams that have submitted are like Samuel Group, Marisa. This one is Guang Yuan, Geraldine Group, Yvonne, Valerie, Steve, Suwang, and this is Emma. Just let you have a look, so that you know to confirm your work have been received by Canvas system. Victoria Group also. James Yap Group, and this is Qing Hui. Other groups, I think for your group 3 still haven't. Yeah, not even one. Only Victoria Group has submitted from tutorial group 3 students. Okay, so other groups please try to submit as early as possible. Any other questions before we call a day? We still have about 10 minutes. Oh yeah, okay. This question, only the leader. But if the leader has technical problem, not able to submit, then other team members can help. But only one representative is allowed to submit the report for fieldwork project 1. The reason is because we want to minimize the plagiarism rate. Okay, it's like for this. Okay, Brew, okay, we can check also. Like for Brew, usually the plagiarism rate is very low. Okay, we can check how many percent. Brew usually is very low, so it's okay, right? As long as less than 30%, it's fine. If your plagiarism rate is more than 30%, then you may need to redo because this may involve the data. You may just copy data from somewhere. 0%. So no plagiarism involved. Okay. For this group. Green, if green maybe slightly higher, but still okay, still acceptable for green one. Like I can show you this. This Guan Yuan one, still okay. Okay, let's check. Green means higher plagiarism rate, but still fine, 5%. Okay. Okay, so for your project, right, make sure that you have to put the names of all your team members. Make sure that you put names of your team members. Okay, let me see, speak grader. Okay, and also you can also indicate the topic of your work. List down the 50 data value that you have collected. Show the workings of all the question, if possible. All right. Then for question 3, also you can show the working on how you identify the number of classes. Okay, the class range, how to identify the this one, the class interval, boundary class. All these you can show the workings for question 3. Okay. So any other questions we want to ask before we call a day? All right. If not, then okay, then we just end up and see you on Tuesday. Remember, coming week our lecture is on Tuesday because Monday is public holiday. So I'll see you on Tuesday, 2 to 4 o'clock, room G817. Okay, using this big room. Okay, so I have to stop doing recording now. Online student, any problem? Online student? Okay, so I'll stop the recording. All right, and see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.